All right, guys. Are you ready to go today? Here we are. This week is going to be exciting. This week's topic is how to become a hero to your child. How to become a hero to your child. That is this week. But today's topic is how to become, we are starting with a topic called how to become your child's best friend. How to become your child's best friend. So I want to hear you out. I want you to let me know, especially the women, both the men and the women. I want you to let me know how you are excited. How excited are you about this topic? How excited are you about this topic? How to become your child's best friend. Is it a needed topic? And all this topic this week altogether, how to become a hero to your child. Okay, I assume that you people are happy with it. So let's go then. So how do you become, because like I said, every child, son and woman, both boy and girls, every one of them wants to have a hero. All children want to have a hero. All children want to have a hero, so all children are looking up to getting a hero. For example, little children, little girls, for example, are always looking for a Barbie or a doll to play with. And those dolls become their best friends. Those dolls become their heroes. And especially when they begin to watch television series or cartoons. They begin to go to the television and watch the cartoons. And the cartoons, are projecting different kind of heroes. And so our children are sold out to adopting cartoon heroes as their heroes and as their best friends. Same thing happens with boys. They watch Hollywood movies, and watching these movies, they begin to discover different personalities and individuals in them that they begin to adopt as their heroes. So what I'm saying is that, like I had spoken about one time, when I spoke about men, who is a man, that one of the destiny of a man, or one of the real calling of a man, is to copy the other person, is to be able to copy. That men are created to imitate. That men are created to imitate. And women too. It is in our nature to copy. That's why we have parents, so that we may copy them. But unfortunately, because of the way the world is set up these days, everybody is busy, especially parents are busy working from morning to night. They are rushing to work and they are so busy. So as a result of that, they don't see their children, or they don't see their children as closely as they should have, and they don't spend much time with their children. The children don't spend much time with their parents, so the children end up spending more time with the television, with the computer, with the games, and everything like that. Then we don't ever become heroes to our children. And we don't learn, and even not too many places where you are taught how to become the best friend of your child. That's why I want to call upon every one of us today to go and share these links. So if you don't mind, let's go and look for the share button, which is under this video. Go look for your share button. It should be under your video somewhere. Press the share button so that you could get a copy of this message. The only thing you need to do is just press that share button. Once you press the share button, the video will be recorded on your wall, and you'll be able to watch it over and over again. So let's go copy the message. Let's share it. You might want to write something on it so that you could attract other people that this topic will interest. So how do you become? Like I said, this whole week we are talking about becoming a hero to your child. And the first step to become a hero to your child is to become your child's best friend. The first step to becoming a hero to your child is to become your child's best friend. So how do you do that to become your child's best friend? Number one, nothing can replace time. Time is an investment. Time is one of the greatest riches that has been given to us by God Almighty Himself. Time is God's treasure. One of the greatest resources on the earth today is time. Time is so precious and is so valuable that it's more valuable than money. Actually, as a matter of fact, time is the material from where we create money. Time is the material from where everything else is created. Everything else comes from time. Time is the source of all things. Time is the source of all resources. Time is the source of money. Time is even the source of life. Our very life is made of time. So we are all a product of time. And so if you want to become a hero to your child, or if you want to become your child's best friend, make sure that you invest time. You invest time with your child. You see, one thing about life is that anything that you want to get in life, you don't buy them with currency. There are a lot of things that couldn't be bought with money, with money currency. We don't buy everything with money. Actually, even money itself you don't buy money from money or money with money. So everything you need in life comes from time. Even money itself is bought from time. Even money itself is created out of time. So therefore, if you wish to have anything in life, the only thing you need to have anything that you want is to buy that thing with the exchange currency of time. You need to buy anything you need in life with the currency of time. So anything that you have today is because you have exchanged the currency of time for that thing. So you got that thing in your hand because you had exchanged time for it. And if there is anything you don't have in your life today, it is only because you have not invested or exchanged the currency of your time for that thing that you wish to have. So because you have not given away time, that's why you don't have that thing you are wishing to have. So time is the greatest thing you could have. Time is the greatest wisdom, is the greatest possession anybody has. So if you want to buy the respect, or if you want to gain the respect of your child, the way to gain the respect of your child is to exchange your time for him. To give some of your time to him. You have to exchange your time for that respect. So when you give your time, you gain respect back. So you buy that respect with the currency of time. When you invest your time into your child, that is how you make your child becomes your hero. You've got to buy that respect, that status of a hero from your child, in the eyes of your child, through the currency of time. So time is one of the is the most important currency that you need to use to buy the respect and to buy the friendship of your child. Spend time with them. Intentionally spend time with them. Intentionally sit down with them to spend time. So what can you do? Because some people don't know what to do. Spending time, what does that mean? I will tell you a lot of those, but let me just give you a few ideas. Number one, go out with them. Go out for a walk with them and just talk. Number two, go shopping with them. Or even, maybe not just shopping, but eye shopping even. Even maybe not necessarily buying anything, but maybe just eye shopping. Go with them to visit their peers, to visit families where they have children as well, where they will not be bored. Just take them out. Go out to them to see some drama or some theater, for some entertainment. Go out with them to see some recreation, to do some recreations, to some recreational centers together. Go with them to church, definitely. But if you only take your child or your children to church, if church is the only thing they know, and church is replacing recreation for them, church is replacing entertainment for them, church is replacing sport, church is replacing park, church is replacing shopping, every other thing, then they will hate church. That's what you will get. They will hate church. They will not like church anymore because they will think that you have deprived them of their lives and that you have given them only one thing, church, and that you have that their life is boring and it's like they are put in a prison. So that's why a lot of young kids don't like church, or they just waiting to grow up, and as soon as they grow up they run away from church because they don't want you to limit their possibilities, their opportunities to explore and to maximize themselves. So take them to some seminars, take them to some retreats. That is one way you could really gain real respect from your child and become one of the best friends. Can you imagine that you are doing all these things together with your child? You are going to the shop with him and you are talking with him, you are with her, you are joking, you are talking, you are, really, that's how you become the best friend of your child. Can you imagine going out to visit with him, take him to places and talk and chat, and that's how you become a best friend to your child. Can you imagine taking him for a walk and going to work in the park, and that is how you become a best friend to your child. Can you imagine taking him to a cinema or to some theaters and just by yourself and and him and talking with him or with her? That's how you become the best friend to your child. Can you imagine taking them to a place of entertainment, a place of recreational centers, recreational places? That is how you become the best friend to your child. Can you imagine taking them to some programs in the church and participants and sitting down together and exchanging ideas? That's how you become the best friend to your child. Can you imagine you taking them to attend some seminars, some trainings? That is how you become best friend to your child. Can you imagine you going with them, to some retreats and to some trainings? That is how you become the best child, to have the best friend to your child. Beautiful stuff. Next thing, apart from time, and time is involved in everything, but what are the concrete, practical things that you could do together? What are they? Let me show you this, for example. Talking about going to shop together. What do you think about that photograph? When you do this with your child, and not just when they are small like this, but even when they are grown up, talk to them, make it fun, make it look interesting. Go out with them for recreations, for entertainment centers. Go shopping with them. Go out with them to do things together. Go to the park together. Go strolling together. Go for a walk together. That does something to their psyche. That does something to their psyche. It affects them. And it bounds you. It brings about bonding. It bonds you together. Spend time with your children. So you have to do this intentionally. You don't just park them in the car. Oh, okay, go get to the car. We're going to church. We're going to church. That is not like a bonding process. When you just put them in the car, let's go to church. Let's go to church. Today is Sunday. Let's go to church. Go and dress. Go to church. And you are rushing. You are not making them to enjoy it. You are not making them to enjoy it. But if they will really enjoy it, if they will really look forward to it, you have to make them look, you have to make it relaxed, and you have to make it like, a blessing. What are the next things you could do to become the best friend of your child? The next thing you could do to become your child's best friend is to do projects together. Do projects together. Just do things together. Participate. Participate in common projects, in common events. Do events together. Do projects together. Just do common things together. So what are the examples of things you could do together with your child? Number one, clean the house together. Do some repair works together. Play together. Find common interests, so what they are interested in, and share their interests together with them and do it together. Play shares together. Or play Monopoly together. That is how you become best friend to your child. That's how you become best friend to your child. Find some games. There are so many games now. Sit down and play that game with them. The other day I came here with Galina, and Galina is a lady from our church that builds games and develop games that help you to learn some lessons, and that help the children to learn some lessons as well, that teaches value. These are games that teach values, and you play them with your children. Why not? Take them to some general events where they could participate. Take them to church events where they could participate. Don't just let your children go to church or Sunday school or whatever and just sit down there and just be ministered to by other people. Make sure that they participate. Make sure that your children participate in the choir. They participate in the drama group. They participate in the music group. They participate in teaching other children. They must participate. It is when they participate that they feel that they are not just to attend, but they have to do something. Make sure that your children are involved doing something, socially, apart from the home. Let them have fun doing it. So that's another thing that you could do. Let me show you a photograph here that I got. I prepared some illustrations for us so that it could be easier for us to understand what I'm saying. So can you see this? Sometimes the boys find this fun, that they are doing things like this with their parents. It's not because he needs to do the repairs, but it's a process of bonding. It's a process of bonding. It's a process of bringing him together to bond together with his father. It's a process of him, getting to know his father, bonding with his father, becoming his father's best friend. Do things with your daughter, with your son. But the key is doing it together. The key is doing it together. Let him do it and teach him so that he knows that he could do the same thing his father or his mother is doing. He will feel it that he himself is an adult. And he will feel a lot of fun that he's doing that with you. This is how you become the best friend of your child. This is how you become the best friend to your child. If you have not yet shared this message, I think we all need to share this message. I think you will all need this message sooner or later. One time or the other in your life, you will need it. So let's share this message. Let's share this message. The share button is under the video, so you can go and share it. Another thing definitely that you want to do with your child is that you want to sometimes, at least once a week or every day, but it doesn't always work out every day, but once a week, you want to sit down on the family table and eat together. Don't force it. Don't just do the eating together, because if the only thing you do is to eat together And if you just want to force them to eat together on the table with you or at all time, they will hate that too soon. They will dislike it. They will not like to sit on that table anymore. They want to, especially when they become teenagers, they will rebel. By the time they become 13, 12, 18, they are, from 11, they begin to rebel. They don't want to sit down there to wait for everybody before they eat anymore. So don't just make that the only thing. If you want to do eating together by the table, on the table, make sure that you do that as an event. Make sure that you make it ceremonial. Make sure that it's something that is celebrated, that is something they look forward to. So that's why I said that you could do some other things, but eating on the table could be at least once a week, so that they know that, wow, that is something they look up to. They look towards. They need to look up to it instead of just being forced to do it, and they lose the value of it. So let's see some other things that we could do to make us become the best friend to our child, to make us become our child's best friend. I will advise you to watch less of television. I will advise you to do things to get your children so busy doing some other things that television will not be the only thing they have. Because television is addictive. So if the only thing they have in the home, if you just busy going out to work and you only left them in the house with television, by the time you realize it, the only thing they're doing is watching television. And for you to be able to get them out of the TV will be tough. For you to be able to get them to stop watching TV is almost going to be impossible. And because that's what a lot of parents do. They get so busy and they think that, do they think they are helping their children? I don't think they think that. I think they just want to get their children off their back. And because they want to get their children off their back, they just put on the television, and the child is watching TV, and no time with the parents, and they get addicted to the TV, and that's where their value system comes from, and that is horrible because you don't get to know your parents anymore. Your children anymore. So, what is the way to get your children out of the TV? The best way to do this is to get busy with them, with all these things I've just mentioned. Make sure that you get them involved. You must be involved, and let them be involved in many other activities, in several or many other projects and activities and events that they don't even remember anymore that they have TV. And even if they go to the TV or internet, when I talk about TV, I'm talking about internet, planchette, and all those things. Even if they go there, they only go there for what is needed. They only go there for the short time. They don't stay there the whole day anymore because they have been so busy doing other things as well. So, but one of the things that you could do with the TV or watching a program is to sit down with them, to do some research, find some good programs that you yourself could recommend, and maybe some documentaries or maybe some cartoons that are Christian or that are value-oriented cartoons or films, and sit down with them, with the whole family, and tell them that, I would like us to watch a film or the other. So you sit down together, watch the film, and then you discuss it. Don't just make them watch films and then, they are laughing and joking and making noise. No, make sure that whenever they watch film, you sit down with them to do the review of the film, to do the analysis of the film, the lessons they have learned, and how they could use that and adopt that in their various in their life. So let it be a time of development, a time of growth, and a time of developing their thinking faculty as well. So that's why you can watch TV together with them and do analysis. And they too could watch, but let them be so involved with other things that TV will not be the only option that they have, even though they could have, but they have to have a limited amount of time for that. Next point, next way that you could be the best friend to your child, the next way to be the best friend to your child is to develop this value creating or value added time that I spoke about last week. That is, every family must have a time, especially the head of the family. If it's a husband, if the husband is there, that is better. If the husband is not there, at least the woman, you must have a time, taking a separate time, a time that is put aside, where you develop and formulate and form value systems and core value system in your child. So you must have that. If they are small, let's say up to 30 minutes when they're 3 years to 5 years old, but from 5 to 7 years old or to 12 years old, you could spend as much as 1 hour to 1.5 hours every day. Find a time with your child every day. If the father is not there, let the mother do it. If the mother is not there, let the father do it. So that we just sit down, but it should be a non-formal atmosphere, but nothing is distracting you. No TV is playing, but it must be a time that you are concentrated, that you are intentionally, talking with them and developing them in the area of value formation. You are developing them in the area of value formation. So, that time should be there. So that time that you are using to put value in them is another time where you actually bonding with them. You are bonding with them as well during that time. So always find a time where they know that it is time with daddy today. It is every day with daddy is from 8 to 9 o'clock. Time with daddy or time with mommy. Everybody should be looking out for. They should be running to that, and you should still remind them. And what do you do at this time? You talk or sit down in a relaxed way. Read some scriptures, or maybe not scripture, no, take a book and read maybe one page or one chapter, and the whole week you could discuss a topic. Let's say love for God, or let's say values, or let's say how to change a country, or let's say purpose, how to find your purpose. So a topic like that you are addressing every day for 1 week or maybe for 1 month until they get it. And you let them talk back to you. You talk to them, they talk to you, they ask a question, you discuss it, you have fun, they do assignment, and things like that you do together every day will go a long way to developing them into the kind of child or the kind of the kind of daughter or son that you wish to have in your life. Shibuzo Isaac is saying, if your spouse is addicted to TV, do we encourage the children to watch TV? What can you do? Like I said, the reason I mentioned TV is that you should minimize TV watching. Minimize it. So don't make a big deal of the TV that I mentioned it. Yeah, I'm just saying, instead of them to be released to be watching TV all the time, that maybe you should sit down with them to watch it so as to control it and to be able to make lessons out of it, and you should be able to limit their time. So I'm not talking of TV as a way of bonding. TV will rather distract you. So that's why I'm saying minimize the TV time in your family, both for the adult and for the children. Yeah, so you want to have that particular time for value building time regularly every day. Don't just read, but discuss. Let it be a reading time and a discussion time. You read, they read, and you read, and then you discuss what you are reading and the lessons and you are learning, and so that way you are forming a core value in them. There are children or youth versions of some great books like Stephen Covey and John Maxwell. Children can love and get to develop achiever's mentality from childhood. I don't need to tell my 11-year-old to read anymore. He reads, he codes, and learns to play piano all by himself. He knows why. Brilliant. Yep, if you put that in the formative years, then it will be easier for them to be able to maintain it. You might not need to do all that anymore when they are already teenagers, because the best time to do that is between the age of 3 and 9. That's like 7, like 6 years. So the 6 years, if you put into them studying and reading with them and forming values in them, those values will stay with them. Yeah, but the fact that your husband provided you the opportunity to stay at home and not to go to work, but just to raise up your children, that is already 50% of success. That is already such a big thing, especially considering the fact that you are living in the West, in England, where everybody wants to work and where the women are working and the children are just lost. That is a huge step for you and your husband to have done. A lot of kudos to your husband that he was willing to take upon himself the responsibility of making the money that is needed to support the family while you stay at home to raise the children. That is what every real man is supposed to do. That's what every real man is supposed to do. You are not supposed to have both father and mother in the house and then two of you are away just trying to work while you have children. If you are a single mother, okay, that is understandable because you are a single parent. Then you have to go and work. You don't have any option. But when you are having both father and mother, then it is not a nice thing that two of you are leaving your children at home or in some schools while two of you are going to work. One of you must be free to sit down and give the best to your child. T.Y. says, yes, it was in those times I heard their hearts and I realized children have unshakable and pure faith. They also cannot be deceived. You must say what you mean and do what you say, or else. Thank God who knew they will go away like we have been learning from Dr. Adelaja. I did my best, rest in the hand of God. Yeah. Okay, let's continue our class. How do you become the best friend to your child? How to become the best friend of your child. Apart from the value forming time that you spend with him or her, another thing you could do is you can become your child's best friend by always noticing the good qualities in him and telling him about them. Make sure that you underline the good qualities in your child. Make sure that you notice them. There are some parents that are only noticing the bad things about their children. They only criticize them and they only tell them the things that are wrong with them and the things that they are not doing right. But if you that way you just push away that child, and that child doesn't become close to you that way, you push him away. But if you want your child to be close to you, and if you want to become the best friend of your child, don't just point out his failures and his weaknesses. Spend time to look out for his good qualities as well. What are the things that he does well? And compliment him. Tell him about those qualities. Tell him how he could improve them. Tell him about what you value in him. And tell him that, he's good and that he could do better and that you notice it. Compliment him. If you do not compliment him like that, whenever he gets complimented outside, he will see those things so strange and so new that, he will be swayed by them because he's not used to being praised and to being complimented. Other people with bad intentions might come to compliment him, and then, he could be swayed. He could be, led astray. And, you don't want that to happen to your child as well. You don't want that to happen to your child. You want to make sure that, you give him that at home so that other people who want to take advantage of him or her will not give him what you did not give him, as exploit that situation. Especially with the girls. A lot of girls are easily turned away from their families and from God just because men tell them good words, and they flatter them, and they could easily buy into those flattering and lose themselves, lose their faith, lose their virginity, and all that. So compliment your child. Let your child be used to compliments, and then you will just be you'll be able to cope with these things when it goes out of the house. Nobody will be able to use compliment to deceive him and to take advantage of him. Okay. Abraham, great, said Pastor Sunday, your son Perez is a huge example. Still a teenager, and while he stayed with us, he never once needed to be told to read or prepare for his future. Even now, while he's in the university, Perez is 18, he's going to be 19 this month. Even now, when he's in the uni, he's exceptionally focused. You are true to what you teach. Kudos, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I think one day I will get Perez to come. So, like I said, the last point I made was tell your child the good things you see about him or her. Because if you don't paint the picture that you see in your child to her or to him, somebody else will paint the wrong picture to him. Somebody else will paint the wrong picture to him. They will tell him that he's ugly, or she's ugly, or she's not smart, or she's not good, or it's not good. So maybe when you are just praying with your child, or when you are spending time studying with them, tell him or her for what you are grateful to God for that child. That I thank God for your life, I thank God for you, you have this quality, you have this, you have this, you are good in this, you are good in this. Let them, open their eyes to who they are. Even we as adults, we don't always know who we are. We need somebody sometimes to tell us who we are. So us, especially the children, they need you to tell them who they are sometimes. You need to help them paint the right picture about themselves so that they have the right self-image. This is so important. It will help them to have the right self-perception, self-image, and to have the right respect and honor for themselves instead of what they just think about themselves, what their peers are telling them, or what they're telling them in school, and that is not always constructive. That is not always positive. Our children are exposed to so much negative things, so much negative remarks, so much negative abuses, especially if they are black. If they are black, they have so much negative things coming their way on a daily basis. So you want to, build them up from inside so that they are self-confident, they have value and respect for themselves, and the society does not dictate to them who they are. Okay. Next point is another thing you could do to become the best friend of your child. Sometimes if you really have, and this is why, I cannot be for two parents working. It's too demanding. It's not wise. So I will keep on saying it, that if a husband really cares about the future of his children, and if you can afford it, please do your best to make sure that your wife is not working, at least when you are raising up children. Because some of the things that you will need to do here, if you are working, two of you are working, and you have more than one child, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to find time to do all these things. But another thing that you could do for your child is write letters to them. Write letters to them. Friendly letters, lovely letters, love letters. Letter of appreciation. Write letters to them, where you are telling them of their good qualities, of the best things you see in them, where you are thanking them, appreciating them and their efforts. That's a good idea, to write letters to your children. Write letters to them. Tell them about their qualities. Tell them about what you see in them. Tell them about their future. Tell them about your feelings towards them. You know, those things are exceptional, and they could be very, very helpful for your child. It could be very, very helpful. Okay. Let me give you the last point for today. Another thing you want to do for your child is you want to be calling him. Now that we are living in the age of smartphone and telephone and everything, call him up, ring him up, let him get surprise calls from you. Let your child get surprise calls from you. Not just to give instructions, oh, have you eaten, have you done your homework, have you done this? Those are just normal, standard things that they are used to, but they don't like to hear. But call them and talk to them about just some things and find out about them, talk to them, chat with them. Yeah, just talk to them. Like a friend. You remember, we're saying how to become the best friend of your child. So call them to chat with them and to just, talk to them and find out how they're doing and hear them out. Ask them questions. So this is where we are. If you have not shared the link, this video yet, I think we should all go ahead and share the video. It will be a blessing to a lot of people. So how to become the best friend of your child. This is part 1. Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Bye.